Okay, so the first step in getting the buttons onto my own shawl is placement. So I've gone ahead and figured out where all the buttons need to be by aligning them with the buttonholes and putting little stitch markers in there. And I've got these coconut shell buttons that I'm going to be putting on there, but sewing on buttons is one of my very least favorite jobs when it comes to knitting. So step one is complete, and step two, which is sewing on the buttons, probably won't happen for a little while. I'm not going to do it right now, but I'm glad I at least got the placement figured out. So this is my own shawl, which is a gigantic wrap, and it's a pattern by Andrea Mowry, and I knit this mostly out of Harrisville Designs woolen spun worsted weight yarn, and it's called Highland, I believe, and it's really wonderful. Love it. There are a few other yarns in here that were in my stash and in my scrap stash, and this thing is really enormous. Let's see. So this is the whole thing. It's so huge. It's, like I said, worsted weight, and I love it. I really, really love giant wraps like this. The rectangular wrap is one of my very favorite styles of shawl or wrap or whatever, and I'm really happy this is done, and I can't wait to get the buttons sewn onto it because it's supposed to be able to be worn a whole bunch of different ways because there's buttons going up half of one of the long edges and all of one of the short edges. So you can fold it in half and button it to be like a poncho, or just wrap it a bunch of different ways, and then it secures itself however you want it to with all the buttons. And I just have to get sewing. So tonight for dinner I'm making lamb kofta, and that's pretty much ground lamb with spices. And I'm going to eat it with pita bread and like a yogurt tahini sauce. So I'm going to start prepping for that now. It's still morning-ish, late morning, but I'm going to kind of get the mixture going, let it sit in the fridge. Hopefully, if I have time, actually form the patties. And yeah, I've got some really nice ground lamb from a local farm, Ferndale Farms. And I'm lucky enough to live in a place where my local supermarket is a co-op. It's called the North Coast Co-op. And the meat section there is an actual butcher. So most of the meat that I can get there is local. Pretty much the beef and the lamb is always local. And Humboldt grass-fed beef is kind of like our thing here. It's the cows that are raised here and they're all grass-fed. So I've got that really amazing lamb, and I'm gonna get some stuff prepped. I'm rocking the Ramona cardigan again today. I am chopping some garlic. And what I'm going to do is saute the garlic with some onion before mixing it into the meat. And the spices that I'm going to use are pretty much going to be salt, pepper, cumin, maybe some chili flakes. We'll see what else I have in my cupboard. Lucy's here with me in the kitchen, watching me cook. Hopefully learning a thing or two. I think it would be really great if one day Lucy grew up to appreciate cooking and knitting. As I've said in previous videos, food and cooking is a really big passion of mine. I've thought about this before we even had Lucy, about how one of the things I'm terrified for in having a kid is the idea of them not liking my cooking. I think I'm gonna be absolutely freaking heartbroken if, and I'm sure this is gonna happen. I mean, it's a kid. Kids are so. I feel like picky is a bad word for it, but their palates are so sensitive that they're gonna dislike something at some point. But I'm just terrified of the day that I make Lucy dinner, and I'm like really proud of my cooking because I love to cook, and she's gonna eat it or try to eat it and just be like, no, this is gross. I'm not eating it. Huh, Lucy? I'm scared of that. This is my spice thing, and let's see what I've got. I got chili flakes, cumin. What's this? Bird's eye peppers. I'm not gonna use those. I've also got some parsley that's going to go in here. So I've toasted the spices with the onions and garlic. Got lamb, parsley in a bowl. I'm going to add just a tiny bit of olive oil, some salt and pepper. And then once the onion mixture cools a little bit, I'm going to mix that in there too. So I've got my mixture done. I'm hoping Lucy holds out just long enough so that I can actually form some patties and put them in the fridge. And after this, we're going to go on a walk. Alright, I've got my patties formed. I'm going to put them in the fridge and go take Lucy for a walk. I hope to see you guys later when these are done, but honestly, I find filming in the evening times to be very challenging because there's a thing with babies called the witching hour, and it is very real. So we'll see if I get back to you on how these turn out, but if not, I'll let you know tomorrow how they work. Okay. Okay. Come on, let's go. Are you ready to go on a walk? Are you ready to go on a walk now? I think she's ready. Let's go, Lucy. Let's go. That was kind of a rough walk. She is, she was not that happy about being out there. But we're home now, huh? We're home now, huh, Lucy? Poor little baby. Here's our lamb kofta dinner with pita, lettuce, tomato, grilled onion, yogurt sauce.